Well, welcome. You've made it to us. It is the first episode of the Being Magnificent podcast, and I am your host, Krista, with Magnetic Magnificent Events. So what is this podcast? I'm sure you're wondering. Well, besides talking about, obviously, how we can be magnificent, that's just a backstory on it. We are going to have a series called The Tales of a Wedding Planner. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be educational. It's going to be funny because I am the wedding planner, and with over 15 years of experience, I've got a ton of stories of things that happen at weddings, and you are going to be amazed at the things that you never even knew happened. Some of my couples never even knew they happened. That's how amazing they are. Also a testament to how great of a planner I am. However, tune in. It's a lot of fun. There are some very funny stories. People's names will be changed to protect their integrity, to protect their reputation. But definitely tune in. You want to hear some of these tales of a wedding planner. We're also going to talk about the tales of a mommy planner, because I am also a mommy and a planner. I do corporate events, I do weddings, but sometimes I have to take her with me. I am also a single mom, and so we are working it through that transition, but sometimes the baby is with me. So guess what? There's the tales of a mommy planner. We might talk about diapers. We might talk about what you don't do and don't need. We might talk about the support and advice and things that you shouldn't take from other people. But I'm here for it. There's been a very interesting experience since having a baby, being an entrepreneur and a businesswoman, and still trying to manage that life with motherhood. It's been very interesting. I was shamed in 2024, and it blew my mind. So, ladies and single gents, tune in. Let's talk about that too. And then let's talk about just being magnificent in your life. I mean, this one is going to be a little more particular, but there are things that I want to cover here on the power of associations, on striving for more, on goal setting. I want to talk about creating your own brand, especially if you're a business person, do's and don'ts of how to maintain your brand and the correct reputation, and how you too can be magnificent. So you might be wondering, magnificent, where'd that come from? Why that word? And of course, the company name is Magnetic Magnificent Events. So a little bit longer, it's about being magnetic, attracting, and also being magnificent, glowing. But where did that come from? I was figuring out what I was going to name the company, and I had Googled a bunch of things, and I thought that this was going to be something that I wanted to name after myself, Events by Krista, or something like that, until there were a million other companies like that on the internet. And of course, if you know search engine optimization or keyword, that is a no. You do not want your company to be the same name as some other company, because people won't be able to find you. It doesn't differentiate you enough. So I was working on this. I was looking things up. I was thinking about things I cared about. And a friend of mine called, and he'd been my best friend for 15 years at that point, I think. And he called and he said, I want to read you something I just wrote. And at the end, it said, she's magnetic magnificence. And of course, that was about me. I took that and said, that is the name of my company. He had no idea I was even working on a company, and I ran with it. And so here we are today, a decade later, and it is the company. And why do I think that that resonates? Well, there's a few things there. The magnetism of things that you attract. I'm a big believer in law of attraction. I'm a big believer in putting out the energy that you want to receive. And so that was a perfect fit. And then being magnificent, or the magnificent side of Magnetic Magnificent, was again, just like that aura that was created. And even when I didn't quite understand what that energy was, I was able to name it and embody it. And now here we are today. And I want to share that with you all. I want this podcast to be educational. I want it to be entertaining. I want it to be something that you tune into, that you get a laugh from. I'll try not to have any crying moments, but there might be some banter that just comes up. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But if you like it, hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. If you're listening to us online, thank you so much. Please subscribe and stay tuned. If you are on YouTube, hit that little bell thing so people can, get the notifications. I think that's how that works. And if you haven't checked us out already, Magnetic Magnificent Event. But we're going to be launching this. We're going to be doing the thing. We're going to be talking about it. And if you want to be a guest on the show, or if you know somebody who you'd like to refer as a guest on the show, please make the comments here. You can also reach me through the website. I'd love to feature you. Also love featuring small businesses and other entrepreneurs. So if you fit some of that bubble, reach out. Let's connect. And until then, stay magnificent.